Alright guys, let's see, we're gonna get the truck fired up this morning. This is the last official episode of this thing. So, I think we're pretty much, it's sold. So I want to get this thing cleaned up, do a full oil change, tranny service. Just go over basically all the little necessities, get this thing detailed, you know, get it cleaned out and whatnot. So, you guys can see, like, I want this thing cleaned out. All my tools are in the back. And we'll get this thing started. I'm gonna plant this thing on the hill the opposite direction, so that way I can bleed the coolant a little better, because the thing does not warm up at all. So we'll try that, and let's see if this thing starts. I want to mess with this VGT a little bit more. I was told I could definitely plant this thing in a little bit further, so I'm gonna try to do that. Grab the hammer over here, and this thing's gonna get another renovation a little bit here soon, so get that over in that position, and then we can, you know, get her fired up and whatnot. I should have waited to do that until I got it started, but whatever. So yeah, let's see if I have the key for it. I have no idea what I did with the key. Alright, found the key. Let's see if this thing starts. Can't get it out of the exhaust brake position, but I don't know why it's been doing that lately. Let's get this thing pulled out. There we go. There we go. I forgot about this hill. Someone had to remind me, hey, put it on a hill to bleed the coolant. Well, damn, it's almost like we have a hill. Listen to that exhaust. No leaks. Trying to get this thing to burp, but this thing's gonna look so much better with some nice fuel cleavers on it. Trying to get her to bleed out, maybe warm up. Oh man, let's get the heater going. $700. Right about there is fine. Now we can get this thing going. See if this starts. I haven't driven this thing in a minute. There we go. Be the last official cold start of it and everything until the guy comes and picks it up. All right, so I got it to the point where it was like, it was up to like 150 degrees and the oil pressure started to drop. Like it started, you know, normal. It's really high when it's cold and it starts to, you know, come down when it's warm. And then I went to drive it and it went from 150 and immediately came back down to the 140 line. So I'm assuming that the thermostat on this thing is stuck open like it was on the CR-V. So I'm just gonna go get another 195 degree thermostat from a big block and go from there, because the factory thermostats on these are garbage. They're 180 degrees and it'll basically jump from 160 to 181. So big block thermostat, that's what I'm gonna throw back in it and go from there. It's worked great for all last year, and in the wintertime you want a hotter thermostat anyway, but that 180 is way too cold. All right, so we just got back. Like I said before, I get to working on the CR-V. let's start working on this thing. So let's get this thermostat changed out, and hopefully we shall be good today. So. Alright, here's the old thermostat that has seen a violent life. Here is the new one. So let's get this thing installed and we will go from there. Oh, thermostat is done. So whatever, let's let's wait for the RTV to dry and then we will be out of here. Alright, so I've been test driving it around and unfortunately it's still doing the same thing it was. So, I mean, not a bad idea to replace the thermostat anyway. It is that, I think I replaced it back in, I forget when I replaced it, but the point is I replaced it before a long time ago, so might as well put a new one in anyway. But it still does the same thing. Like, that was at the 150 mark and now it's not, so oh well. Guess we'll try to build a winter front for it and see if that fixes the problem. It's 48 degrees outside and it won't warm up, so that's kind of weird. So we'll try to do a winter front and see if I can't get it to bleed through. Alright, didn't film it, but I got 4 quarts of this stuff. So I just put in 3.5 quarts, drain and refill on the tranny. Just you know, peace of mind and everything. Make sure that it's all done for this guy when he does come and pick it up. So we're doing the oil change now. So this thing, basically, I'm doing the tranny and the engine because, you know, it's the main stuff and whatnot. I don't know when it was ever done. I'm going to do that, and then I'm driving it home, and then this thing is done until he picks it up, or if he backs out, someone else picks it up. But I want to go through, I've already pulled all of my stuff out of it, but I want to clean this thing out and make it spotless for the next guy. It still has a really nice radio, somewhat decent, let me see here, somewhat decent sound system in here. And even if the guy doesn't pick it up, which I hope he does, because I really don't think, I like this vehicle, so it's like I don't want to keep looking at it knowing that I'm getting rid of it. I'd rather just get rid of it, know it's gone, I'm going to miss it, but we're on to the next build. So, and honestly, I really haven't done anything to this thing. Other than I cleaned it once, and I don't think I did anything to it. I just cleaned it and ran it. So, my brother, Josh, come get your gun out of my car. So, other than that, yeah, so gonna do the oil change quick and, you know, make it all well and good. So, does have a sound system and a very big deep cycle battery. The factory battery is in the back. It just, it might need a new one, but that's really the only thing wrong with this thing that I know of. But again, I haven't touched this thing. I haven't worked on it. I'm not doing anything to, actually, I lied. I did one thing to it. You guys see. I did one thing to it. I put LED headlights in it. So that was the one thing that I've done to this thing besides a wash. So, but it's been practical. It works. It did what it needed to do. It's definitely saved my ass when my truck was down the first time with the accident. This was my parts run vehicle. Did great. Worked good. Now it needs to go. So it's just I don't have the room for it. It's in between the point. Like if you wanted to make it a dedicated off-roader, you definitely want to drop in the subframe bushings, like drop them. They make like a 1.5 inch spacer to bring that down, which would bring the body up to give you that clearance and that really good axle. You can see, I wonder if you can see, let's see. Yeah, you get a little bit better axle angle, which this one's not super bad, but at the same time, it's like you could definitely do a little bit better. It's got 5% tint, the stereo, everything is good in it. The only other thing I know that's wrong with it is it needs the passenger side window regulator. Heat works now, great. And I told him that when the cat comes in on December 22nd, I will do the inspection. So, yeah, that's about it. So let's get this oil change swapped and we will go from there. And yes, I'm doing it on my back because I don't feel like putting it back on the lift. That's just my logic. So you guys can see, let's see, that thing is, where you at? Where you at? Way up in there. So draining some oil now. We just scrubbed the floors last night, so I'm gonna try not to make a mess, even though damn Hondas like to make a mess everywhere. So let's get that thing unspun so that we can drain the oil. You know, I was just sitting under this thing and I realized I actually did do some things to it. I replaced both front wheel bearings. I actually paid to have them done because I didn't care to do it. And I'm glad that I paid to have them done because he said these things were absolutely terrible. So 2 new wheel bearings, front rotors, front pads, and front axles. I paid to get those done. So I haven't even touched this thing other than the headlights. So that filter wasn't actually too bad. So all right, so we got her all cleaned out for the most part, you know, underneath the carpet. The mats are a little different of a story, but like underneath the carpet and everything, I got it out pretty good. So like you come back here and everything's pretty clean. Like I vacuumed everything all the way out to the trunk. That way, you know, it's not a big deal. If I could wash the outside, if it wasn't so cold outside, I would, but it just, you know, right now doesn't make sense. But that's, yeah, trying to make sure that the guy who gets it at least gets somewhat of a clean, decent experience and doesn't have to worry about being in somebody else's filth. So, with the big old power thing out. No, don't touch that. That's the air filter. Go put that in the truck.
Can I just wait?
So, or not, you know. Once it sells, like I said, the only thing I'll have to do with it is a cat and an inspection. So, which it will pass inspection just like this. It just needs the cat. So that's the only downside to Pennsylvania and, you know, whatnot. So the previous owner, which I don't blame him because it is Cali, or it is Florida. So there's where it used to be, you guys can see. So, I mean, they did a fairly decent job putting that in there. So, but I wish I could trade this interior for the one in our other CRV. I love this interior compared to hers. So, love the cloth. Hate the leather. But yeah, minor little crack there. But like I said, hope you guys enjoyed. Tomorrow we'll be back to the truck content. We're going to get the truck finally dialed into the point. I want to get a winter front made for it and figure out that VGT turbo because the vane's kind of sticking, but it has been sitting for a long period of time. So that turbo. Decided it was a great idea to start the thing in the garage. So, get this garage door up. And we'll get it out of here. And even though it does smoke, it has like, it'll smoke out the tailpipe if you let it idle for the longest time. But I've never actually had to put oil in this thing, like, ever. So it's kind of weird. I've never had to put coolant in either. But yeah, so we didn't get the things I wanted to accomplish done today, but we did get, you know, CRV. So yeah, Liam's an artist now. Let me see if I can zoom that in. Yeah, there you go. Can't zoom in that way, but yeah, Liam's an artist now. So hope you guys like that. So you want to get in the back?
Sure.
Or you want to drive? You want to drive? All right, come on. Get in.
I said I want to.
That's pretty much going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Appreciate you guys, including the people that just stick around for, I don't know why. The haters watch the videos a lot and put the videos out there, and now all of a sudden I'm getting way more views than I ever was. So it's like, don't acknowledge it, and the view counts go up. I don't know. But appreciate you guys. See you in the next one. Liam, say bye.
Bye.
See ya.